Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Out of Boston here. Today I'm back for episode number 36 of my Tampa Bay Rays Let's Play series here on Out of the Park Baseball 18. So today we are back, end of the year 2024, battling for the division here with the New York Yankees. We have 9 games left in the season, as do the New York Yankees, and the Yankees have 10 games left, and we are battling for that division. Now, the loser of the division, second place, will get the first wild card spot, it seems, unless Houston makes up 5 games. It'd be almost impossible for them to make up 5 games on the Yankees. A little bit more realistic for them to do it on us, but we would have to really collapse over these final 9 games. So more than likely, the first wild card spot will be occupied by whoever misses out on this division title, but either way, I figured I would show the last few regular season games here, and then possibly, since it seems likely that we're going to get the wild card spot, this could either be the wild card episode as well, or maybe just these final few games, and then next episode, either way, will probably be the division series, unless we lose the wild card game, of course. But here we go. So we're taking on Baltimore. Luckily, we have kind of an easy schedule down the stretch. We have Baltimore, I think, 7 times out of the 9 games, and then we're at Chicago twice. And we do have only 4 home games of the 5, but I don't know what the Yankees schedule is looking like. We could take a look. They play Toronto, Boston, and Toronto again. And Toronto and Boston are the cellar dwellers of our division, so they have a pretty easy schedule as well. I don't know. Looks like they also have more road games than home games. They only have 3 home games. Or 4 home games, actually, because they have this Thursday game right here. This is a pretty important game. We play Baltimore to start off this 4-game series. And we're 2.5 games back, but 3 in the loss column. So it's kind of a big deficit. But we do pick up a game there. We beat Baltimore 7-6. New York loses 2-0 to Minnesota. So now only a game and a half back. New York starts off a series against Toronto. Both teams win. We get an 11-1 win over Baltimore. So still a game and a half back, 2 back in the loss column. And I might actually play the final few games if it gets really close, but for now, still just going to simulate day by day. So we've got another game against Baltimore here, the 3rd game of the 4-game set from Tropicana. And we are advancing forward another day. We win, and another Yankees loss. So both Tampa Bay and New York now have clinched postseason spots, and I think we've also clinched the first wild card because Houston's only 5 back in the loss column from us, but 7 in the win column. So they could still theoretically come back, I think. But pretty much that first wildcard spot is locked up at this point. Still, though, the division is being fought for. We've won 4 in a row, and we're trying to complete the sweep of Baltimore before the off day on Monday. And we do just that. New York also rebounds with a win, but we've won 5 in a row now. After this 3-2 win over Baltimore, Snell with a good performance. DeYoung almost blowing it, but we end up holding on for the 3-2 victory. So we are now 93-64, 5 games left in the regular season. Still 1 game back of New York in the loss column. They might be making up that game today. So this could be a big simulation game, either today or Thursday. They got to be making up that game. We're only playing 2 games this week. So moving into the month of October. And we get a personal message, don't care. Go back to the standings, please. And New York did win that game, so they moved to a full game up. Each team has 5 games left in the year. I think New York's playing Boston this week. They're at Fenway. We are playing the White Sox, who are 74, now 70. Oh, no, we're playing the Cubs, actually. Wow, we're playing the 100. So this Cubs team is ridiculous. They were 97-37 at one point. Now they're 113-44, which I think is a little bit worse than 97-37, but only by a few percentage points, if I remember correctly. I think they had a 724 winning percentage. But we're playing this. I thought we were playing the White Sox. This Cubs team is stacked, and we're at Wrigley. This could be a World Series matchup, potentially, but it would be a big boost if we won the division. I think New York got rained out, it looks like, or something. So they're playing 2 today. They're facing Glasnow and Groom from the Red Sox. We've got the 2nd game of 2 at Wrigley, and I guess they would have wrapped everything up. Maybe they're just mailing it in at this point of the regular season. That's what you can hope for, because they're obviously a very tough team, and we do lose to them. And New York wins both of their games, so they're 2 games up now with 3 to play. And we are at Baltimore. They're going to be, I think, at Toronto. So simulate the first game, maybe play the last two if we're still in it, and we lose that game. That might eliminate us. And I don't see... Okay, there it is. The Yankees do win the American League East. I imagine they won that. Yep. So they've won 5 in a row now. They've gotten hot, which means we are going to be relegated to the wild card round, and hopefully we do not suffer any more injuries here in this final game. I wish the game was a little bit more aware of the situation, being that we don't really have anything to play for. We'd probably be resting our starters, but I'm sure they will all play game 162 here and potentially get hurt. Yep. What did I just tell you? Oh, I knew that was going to happen. So that's pretty much like that just sums up the injury luck that we've had this entire series. I mean, it's pretty, we just have not been able to get a full healthy year out of team for pretty much the entire time, and it seems to have cost us more often than not. But we've got the wild card round here, so I think it's going to be against Houston or one of the other AL East teams, AL West teams, I mean. And it is Houston. They beat out Los Angeles. So Houston won 88 games. We won 95. Winner would take on either Texas or New York. I don't know how that tiebreaker gets figured. Division series is not going to tell us. So I don't know who we would face if we do win, but we're going to be taking on the Houston Astros. One more day of rest, so I think we'll probably be able to pitch. Oh, of course, we won't be able to pitch Sale. I'm sure he pitched in game 162. Like that is so silly, man. That is so silly. All right, so we're gonna have to go with Blake Snell then, I guess, who's been our second best guy. Faedo got hot at the end of the year, I see, but Snell has been for the last 3 years now a very good pitcher, and he's at 210 strikeouts this year. So we're definitely gonna be on with him. And Honeywell was really the only guy that struggled out of our rotation this year. We can take a look at the final stats. Carpenter only had 81 ABs for us, but continued to hit well. Bowers, best regular everyday player, everyday hitter, I should say. 144 WRC plus, kind of regaining that old form. He had dipped out the last couple of years. Gillespie was pretty good. Bradley. Correa got hurt once again. I already showed that in the video, but I'm trying to think of anyone else who got hurt. I don't think so. Let's go back to the disabled list. Yeah, just Fisher and Correa. So we have Torres. Torres was not very good for us. Probably be playing Brad Miller, but Miller was not very good for us either. And Donaldson, I'm probably going to play over Carpenter. Maybe play Urias at shortstop. He can't really play shortstop, can he? It's kind of tough. Well, try to figure ways to get those guys in there. Bradley will probably be the everyday center fielder with Robert and Wright. And then maybe Scavuzzo gets in there occasionally. Let's take a look at guys eligible for the postseason roster who might have been left off. One of them was Mike Donnelly. Let's see, Oviedo, I don't really care about. Ramiro Rodriguez we want on there. Donnelly, I don't really think we need on there. But Ramiro Rodriguez for sure over... We'll take him over Scavuzzo, who didn't hit for us and can't play defense nearly as well as Ramiro Rodriguez. So we will remove him. And where is it? There he is. And how did they end up doing this year? He finished 263, 341, 409, which is pretty solid. 102 WRC plus, playing decent defense. Can also provide some base running, which is nice. So that's going to be our postseason roster. We're taking on the Astros. Delete all of our messages. Let's see what our Pythagorean win-loss was. Only 89 wins. So our run differential sort of tapered off a little bit in the second half. We finished... more than 6 games above our run differential. Houston was only 88 wins, though, as it was an 83 run differential. But they've been a playoff team the last few years. They were last year. And then before that, 4 of the last 5. So 5 of 6 total. And this is going to be year 6 out of the last 7 that they've made the playoffs. So take a look at their team. We'll go to lineups. WRC plus. We'll see what actually 10th in runs scored, 3rd in runs against. And we'll do by Ward. Not a great crop of position players. Of course, they lost Carlos Correa. They seem to sort of replace him with Gary Sanchez, who's not good anymore. Looks like he was hurt all year and did not look good when he was out there. Kyle Tucker is still pretty good. He played 145 games. Those only two WAR, 101 WRC plus. Their best hitter was this Alex Sanchez, who's pretty good. Can play shortstop. Looks like they play him at second base, though. I don't know who they play at shortstop. They play Prajner at shortstop. This guy, Billy Nieberg, Nemurg. He's decent. They still have Altuve, who's 34 now, not very good. The rotation, they have a couple good starters. Emmanuel, Raudez, Franklin Perez, who struggled this year. But they're going to start Emmanuel. So here we go, the wild card round. Important game, obviously, we win. I don't think we've lost the wild card round in this series yet, but we will see if that trend continues. So I want to play Schwarber, obviously, at DH, even through the injury, and I would even consider playing Miller, but I'll probably keep Torres in there, at least for this game, although our lineup looking pretty soft right now. I think we are facing a lefty, yeah, so that's why Donaldson's in there. And we're good with Torres. Yeah, Carpenter. We don't need to get in there against the lefty or Miller at the expense of worse defense. So that's going to be the lineup. Schwartz we probably could move down. Yeah, I guess that's fine. So Blake Snell on the mound. And we're going to need a big start out of him. Facing a pretty good starter on their part. I think Kent Emanuel is getting the ball. And yes, he is the lefty for Houston, as this game is at Tropicana. And we have a 2-0 lead. Miguel Lara is out there, though, so Blake Snell got hurt. Day-to-day, or tired arm. Substantial for a week. So we could get, like, Faedo up, but at this point, maybe we just go to the bullpen. Or maybe we go to Honeywell, who I think would be rested enough before a potential Game 4 start. I guess no, because Snell's hurt now, so he's going to have to start. So we probably just roll with Lara, actually, for a couple innings if we can. See how he does. This is a big game, obviously, so we don't really want to mess around. And they get 1 run. Let's get someone else up. Let's get Hansel Robles up. Robles. See if Lara can get out of this jam. That's a fly ball to center field. Should be an out. Bradley makes the play. So 1 run across for Houston. But no big deal there. We still have a 2-1 lead. Lara's at 35 pitches. Let's get Robles in there. Robles. And he gives up 2 runs. So the bullpen not really coming through today. Let's get DeYoung up, I guess. We just want to go to our best guns at this point. 1-run game. We've got 9-1-2 due up here in the 5th. And nothing going there. So 6th inning, we're using Dan DeYoung. Hopefully we'll get a couple innings out of him. And he gives up a, well, not a double, but this guy gets the second with 2 outs. That could be a base hit, but it's caught. Caught by the left fielder. Good catch there on the line drive. Get a little lucky there. DeYoung made how many pitches? 17, so we could leave him in for maybe 1 more batter. And here we go. Schwarber drawing a leadoff walk. And now this is a fly ball to left field. That is going to get down. Schwarber will be held at 3rd, but the tying run 90 feet away now. 2 guys in scoring position for Donaldson, who's got a full count here, facing the new Houston reliever Angel McQuarrie. And they have a decent bullpen, it seems. But he walks. Bradley now 1-2 count. That's going to be infield fly. So 1 out in the inning now for Luis Robert. That's going to get away, and Schwarber will score. So the game is tied now. That is hit to left field. A diving catch, runner tagging. And we take the lead now. 2 runs across for Tampa in the inning. And we now retake the lead. So let's get Zach Birdie up, I suppose. And we've got Torres now at the dish with 2 outs. That's hit into left field for a base hit. Runner coming around trying to score, and he will. 5-3 now. Christopher Torres with an RBI single. And we take a 2-run lead. And then that is going to be a ground out by Luis Urias to end off the inning. But we score 3 times in the inning. And we have a 2-run lead now. Into the 7th we go. DeYoung. Let's leave him out there for at least 1 more batter. Sean Mendoza is going to strike out swinging. DeYoung up to 23 pitches now. Facing the number 9 man, Dietz. And let's let him face Dietz. That is going to be hit into right center field all the way to the wall. Could be a triple here. It will be a double. And now we're going to take out DeYoung. So we'll go to Zach Birdie here with the tying run at the dish now. 1 out in the inning. Here in the 7th, Zach Prasner, the top of the order at the dish. Facing Birdie. That's hit well into right center field. That will score a run. And Prasner's into second. An RBI double. And now the tying run in scoring position for the number 2 hitter, Niemerg. He's got 2 strikes on him. Ground ball to the first baseman. That will be good for the second out now. 2 away for Kyle Tucker, probably their most feared hitter. But he strikes out looking. Birdie out of the jam. And we head to the bottom of the 7th, still up by a run. And now on to the 8th we go. Birdie at 7 pitches. So our other big gun is going to be Familia. And yeah, Jansen, not really. I don't really want to use him in high leverage. Hawk, no. Givens would probably be my next guy after Familia. But Familia is going to be the guy if Birdie runs into trouble this inning. That is lined to right, but it will be caught. 1 away for Alex Sanchez, the guy who was the most productive hitter for this team this year. He gets a 1-out single. Kevin Dodell up now with 2 strikes on him. Ground ball. Nice stop by the first baseman there, Gillespie, and he makes the play. 2 down for Jake Rogers with that tying run in scoring position, but he strikes out swinging. So Birdie records 5 big outs there, and he bridges the game to Familia here in the 9th. As we will take at least a 1-run lead into the 9th. And it will be a 1-run lead. Now 3 outs away from advancing to the division series. It's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Derek Fisher, leading things off here as a pinch hitter. Only a 693 OPS for him and 248 ABs this year. But Familia, a little bit rocky himself this year. Only a 4.23 ERA. Still the good stuff. Pumping, upper 90 fastball. Upper 90s with the fastball. And he's got Fisher here behind in the count 1 and 2. That's a ground ball to the third baseman. Throw to first in time for the first out of the inning. 1 down for Steve Dietz. That's a ground ball into right field for a base hit. So the tying run aboard here for Houston. As Prasner will step in. Dietz with good speed there at first base. So Schwartz will have to be careful. The 0-1 pitch. That's a ground ball. The throw will go to first base in time for the second out. But the tying run into scoring position now for Niemerg. And Niemerg with a chance to tie the game up. That is a base hit. And that will tie the game up. Houston with a run in the 9th on an RBI single from Brad Niemerg. I cannot pronounce that guy's name, that's for sure. Another guy with good speed, and he ties the game up. Familia with the blown save. And now it's Kyle Tucker up with 2 outs. This ball's hit well to left field. That ball is going to be tracked down by the left fielder, Bowers. Tucker almost with a 2-run home run there. But instead, the game will be 5-5 heading to the bottom of the 9th. Tampa Bay will have to win it with a walk-off if they want to advance to the division series. I'll probably leave Familia in at this point. It is Raniel Raudez, one of their starters, is on now. I thought about getting Faedo up, but I need some sort of start, especially with Snell hurt. I'm going to need some starters for the division series if we win, so trying to go through at least the good arms of my bullpen first, but they're already turning to Raudez to face the number 9 man Torres here in the 9th inning. And he's got 1 strike on Torres. That's going to be a fly ball to the center fielder. And good for out number 1 now. Back to the top of the lineup we go. Urias, that is a base hit into right field. A 1-out single for Luis Urias. That will bring up Jake Bowers now. And Bowers hits one to the second baseman. He will toss on to first base in time, 2 away. Winning run into scoring position for Casey Gillespie. Shift on. That is a line drive caught by the first baseman. And 3 outs. We head to the 10th. Now Familia still out there. I will get Michael Givens up. But Familia only had 13 pitches facing the number 4 man. Frutus Nova. That ball hit well to left center. And that's going to be a leadoff single. Another fast guy. Now Alex Sanchez up. That's a ground ball. We only go to first there. No double play attempt from Gillespie. So basically a sack bunt. Kevin Dowdell up now. 3-2 count. That ball popped up. Should be good for out number 2. And it is caught by the third baseman. 2 down for Jake Rogers. 1-2 count. Strike 3 looking. So Familia gives us a shutout 10th. We will head to the bottom of the 10th now, and I'm going to throw Michael Givens into the game next. As Raudez still out there facing the number 4 man, Kyle Schwarber. Soft ground ball there. Good for out number 1. Now J.J. Schwartz. Do we dare pinch hit here? I'm going to leave Schwartz in. Screw it. 1-2 count. He strikes out swinging. 2 down for Donaldson. That is going to be a base on ball. So the winning run on to first base now for Jackie Bradley Jr. Still facing Raudez. 0-2 count. He strikes out swinging. On to the 11th we go. This wild card game still tied at 5. And we head to the 11th. Michael Givens on now for Tampa Bay. as he is facing Jonathan Arauz. I don't know. Givens, 2.88 ERA this year. Soft ground ball, and they make the play. Out number 1. Diet's up now. That's a ground ball. 2 down. Zach Prashner, 3-2 count. Rips it into left field. That's going to get to the wall there. Prashner will have himself extra bases, and the go-ahead run into scoring position here. With 2 down for Niemerg, who was the hero 2 innings ago in the 9th. Let's pitch around this guy. You can be careful. Even though Tucker's on deck. 0-1 count to Niemerg. This ball hit into center field, and the Astros are going to take the lead. Really, Niemerg does it again to us. Second straight AB where he delivers for Houston. And this time he gives the Astros the lead. That is a called strike throw down, not in time. Another run into scoring position, but that's strike 3 swinging. So we head to the bottom of the 11th, down by a run now. Givens gives away the lead. And Raudis still out there for Houston. This move appears, it looks like it's going to pay off for them. And I guess we're going to have to go to Fido next. I don't know what else to do. But that's only if we can force this game to a 12th inning. We've got 8-9-1 due up. I do not like our chances. We have Matt Carpenter on the bench. We could use him probably for Christopher Torres. We're going to let Robert hit. 1-2 count. This ball hit well to right field. If it's fair, it could be gone. And it's fair, and it's gone. Luis Robert ties the game. Opposite field home run down the right field line. And we are knotted up at 6. There you go. Just like that. So now, do we pinch him for Torres? Probably not, because the defensive drop-off, if we put Carpenter in there, we're going to have to put an injured Miller in at, so probably going to let Torres hit here with no outs. 3-2 count. He strikes out swinging. 1 down for Luis Urias. That is going to be hit to right field, and it will be caught. A nice diving grab by Kevin Dowdell out there in right field. 2 away for Bowers. He strikes out swinging, but we tie the game up, and we force future extra innings now. Michael Givens still out there. We're going to go to Faedo, though, and let's see if Faedo can give us some innings here. He went on a really good run there towards the end of the season for us. And remember, he was a bullpen ace, a relief ace for us in a postseason run the second time he made the World Series, I think. And then he's been a starter ever since then. He's got the first 2 outs here this inning. And 2 strikes on Dowdell. That is going to be strike 3 looking. So we head to the bottom of the 12th. Game still knotted at 6. Gillespie on. He is up, I should say. He will hit 1 to right field. Another nice grab by Dowdell out there in right field. 1 down. Schwarber up. He hits 1 to left center. That looks like it's also going to be caught. 2 away for J.J. Schwartz. Schwartz lines it to the shortstop. Raudez has thrown 4 innings, only giving up the 1 home run. And the game remains deadlocked. We head to the 13th now. Faedo still out there to face Jake Rogers. That's a line drive into right center for a base hit. Leadoff single for Jake Rogers. Next man, 2-1 count, ground ball. And they will make the play at first base for the out. Rogers up to second base. 1 down for Dietz. That's going to be a ground ball. Good play by the first baseman, but they don't get Dietz, the speedy Dietz, at first base. So go ahead, run 90 feet away. And Zach Prashner, who's not an easy man to double up, is at the dish. It's first and third. Runner going. And they're going to let him take second. So we got to pitch around him here. 3-1 count to Prashner. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. They concede the run. I probably should have played the infield in there. Whoops-a-daisies. Didn't even realize I could control that, to be honest. But Faedo surrenders the lead once again. Now it's Nienberg. This guy, he hits it to right field. And it's a diving grab by our man out there, Luis Robert. But Houston retakes the lead now, 7-6. Raudez once again out there with a chance to close it out. It's Donaldson leading things off. That is lined down the left field line for a base hit. A leadoff single for Josh Donaldson. Now Bradley. We probably take him out here. Yeah, let's pinch hit Ramiro Rodriguez. See what he can do. That's going to be a wild pitch. Donaldson gets to second base now. He represents the tying run. It's Rodriguez ahead in the count facing the new man, John L. Gustav. But the count is 3-1. And he takes ball 4. So the first 2 men reach here for Tampa Bay in the 13th. Luis Robert now facing Gustav. That is a ground ball. Throw goes to second for 1. It will be a fielder's choice. So the tying run 90 feet away for Carlos Torres. And now I'm going to go to Carpenter, I think. Because pretty much do or die. Matt Carpenter with a chance to tie the game here. 2-2 count. He strikes out swinging. And now it's down to Urias. He's behind in the count. 1-2 ground ball. And Houston wins it. A dramatic wild card game comes to an end. Houston is the winner. 7-6 is the final score. And a disappointing end to what was a pretty successful season. 95 wins. And we lose in the wild card round. That is very, very disappointing, but nothing much else to say. That was a wild game. I mean, our bullpen just let us down. It wasn't deep enough. Faedo couldn't come through. And that really stinks. A very winnable game that just got away from us. We were up 5-3. Snell got hurt. That obviously stunk, and Sale was unavailable, so just a bevy of mismanagement, I guess. I don't know. Stinks all the way around, but that is going to do it. Hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the offseason. Peace.